Y'all mean to tell me Theo Huxtable, America's favorite son, Mr. Cosby Show cardigan king himself, just accidentally drowned on vacation in Costa Rica? Nah, nope, not buying it. Because this ain't no beach day gone wrong. This is murder, premeditated, covered up, sanitized for the press. And we're supposed to sit here sipping tea like everything's fine? Oh baby, wake up, because Malcolm Jamal Warner didn't just die, he disappeared. And the story they're feeding us, it's got more holes than a pair of Dollar Tree fishnets. First it was natural causes, then it was a snorkeling accident. Now suddenly all the footage is gone, no autopsy report, and his last Instagram post, deleted. Oh really? Who had the most to gain from silencing Malcolm? Why did the resort staff vanish the night of his death? And why is a certain former TV dad suspiciously silent? This ain't just another celebrity tragedy, this is a Hollywood cover-up. And baby, the rabbit hole goes deep, way deeper than you think. Grab your popcorn, cause what we're about to uncover will make the Cosby trials look like child's play. They lied to us. It was murder. And we've got the receipts. Let's not waste time sugarcoating this. Something doesn't smell right in Costa Rica. And no, it's not the seaweed. We're talking about the mysterious, hush hush, blink and you miss it, accidental death of none other than Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yes, the Malcolm. Mr. Family Values. Mr. Smart Black Excellence. Mr. I Walked So Every Young Black Boy on TV Could Run. Found floating face down in a private resort lagoon, with no witnesses, no surveillance footage, no autopsy report released to the public, and a press statement so vague it might as well have been AI generated. Now let's rewind for the people in the back. Malcolm wasn't just some B-list actor. On a tourist trip, he was a symbol of legacy, of nostalgia, of the last shred of credibility left in the Cosby empire. And he had plans, a podcast deal, a docuseries in the works. He was rumored to be producing a tell-all about the dark side of 80 Seconds Black Hollywood, the exploitation, the silencing, the contracts signed in blood under studio lights. So let me ask you this. What do powerful people do when someone gets ready to talk? They either pay him off, or they shut him up. And honey, Malcolm didn't take the check. Now let's talk about where he was and who he was with. Reports say Malcolm was staying at a secluded luxury eco-resort in Costa Rica. Sounds chill, right? Until you realize that the place is privately owned by a shadowy LLC which just so happens to be tied to an entertainment investment group based in New York. Guess who else has stakes in that group? Former executives from NBC, a few disgraced showrunners, and get this, a retired network fixer who handled PR for the Cosby scandal back in 2015. Oh yeah, we're already cooking. Sources say Malcolm flew in alone, but 3 other guests arrived that same week under aliases. Their hotel records? Accidentally deleted. Witnesses? Unavailable. Staff? Transferred to another resort the next morning. And the security cameras? The entire system was undergoing maintenance the exact night Malcolm died. How convenient. Now some people out here want to play devil's advocate. Oh, maybe he just slipped. Maybe he had a health issue. Baby, no. This man was in better shape than half of Instagram. Vegan, gym freak, meditated every day. He even posted about doing laps in the pool earlier that same week. So unless the water suddenly turned into a demon portal, we're not accepting accidental drowning as the final answer. And let's not forget what he was posting before he died. 3 cryptic tweets. The last one. Some truths don't stay buried forever. Some ghosts are louder than lawyers. That tweet? Deleted within 10 minutes. But screenshots live forever. And the replies? Full of bots, instantly flooding the post with rest in peace comments before the news was even out. Who was orchestrating that? Who knew before the world knew? Oh, and then let's talk family silence. His mother? No public statement. His manager? Just a bland press release. His exes? Quiet as church mice. Folks, if this man had really drowned accidentally, you know there would have been terrorist vigils, hashtags, legacy celebrations. Instead, we got one blurry photo of a casket and silence. Almost like someone paid for the silence. Now let me really blow your mind. Just weeks before this accident, Malcolm was spotted in Atlanta meeting with former BET execs and producers from the OWN network. Insiders say he was discussing a docuseries called Unscripted, The Silenced Voices of Black TV. That series was rumored to include never-before-seen footage, court transcripts, and off-the-record testimonies from child stars, directors, and yes, sitcom royalty. If you don't think that shook the right cages in Hollywood, baby, you're not paying attention. See, this wasn't just a man on vacation. This was a man preparing to expose something. A man with a platform, a voice, and too much dumb knowledge. And history has taught us that when certain people know too much, they either vanish or end up floating. And let me tell you, this ain't the first time this has happened. Don't forget what happened to Christoph Stede, John, Corey Haim, Brittany, Murphy. The list goes on. Sudden deaths, sealed reports, Hollywood's favorite cocktail of confusion and condolences. They've got this down to a science. So here's the question of the hour. Who wanted Malcolm Jamal Warner gone? And what were they so desperate to keep buried? Because when we come back, we're pulling out the receipts, the fake files, the hidden transactions, the anonymous sources. Oh yes, the dirty laundry is about to air. Don't blink. Now let's really start digging. Because once you scratch the glossy surface of this so-called accident, what you find underneath is downright sinister. And the deeper we go, the more it starts to smell like a cover-up soaked in money, fear, and pure, uncut Hollywood corruption. So first of all, where's the security footage? This resort in Costa Rica, the Ba del Sol luxury suites, isn't some rundown hostel. We're talking 24-hour surveillance, ocean-facing cameras, drone security, and VIP protocols. So why is there zero footage of Malcolm entering the water? Not one blurry clip, not even a timestamp. But wait, here comes the kicker. Just hours before Malcolm's supposed accident, the entire surveillance system went down due to a mysterious power outage. Of course it did, and guess who was also on the island that weekend? Oh, don't even blink. Leonard Owens, an ex-TV producer turned wellness consultant, who just so happens to have worked with Malcolm back in 2003. Why does that matter? Because Leonard Owens was fired from Warner's last pilot after allegedly blackmailing studio execs over some shady behind-the-scenes drug use and network bribes. And now, years later, he's randomly vacationing at the same 5-star resort when Malcolm ends up dead. Chilly please, according to a leaked report, and I'm talking top-tier, off-the-record intel from a concierge with loose lips and looser morals, Malcolm and Leonard were seen arguing near the beach bar hours before the alleged drowning. One witness described the encounter as heated, saying Malcolm was shouting about getting the truth out and threatening to go public. Go public about what though? Let me lay this out. Malcolm Jamal Warner had been working on a memoir, an unfiltered, unauthorized, tell-all titled Theo Was a Lie. We're talking behind-the-scenes tea on The Cosby Show, alleged payouts, shady syndication deals, and how child stars were groomed and silenced. According to publishing insiders, and I use that term loosely, this book was already in pre-sale talks under a pseudonym. Title locked. Manuscript encrypted. Release date? January 2026, and now he's dead. You still think this was just a swim gone wrong? And let's talk about the autopsy or lack thereof. Because Malcolm's body, flown back to the US in under 48 hours, cremated before a second opinion could even be requested. Who signs off on that kind of speed? Who was in charge of the medical evaluation? A Costa Rican coroner whose name doesn't even come up in the national database. And get this, he was suddenly reassigned the day after the cremation. But what makes this even messier is what happened back in law. The moment word of Malcolm's death dropped, y'all remember the Hollywood power machine firing up faster than Kris Jenner spotting a scandal opportunity. Every major entertainment blog from TMZ to E! News published identical headlines within 30 minutes. Tragic drowning, no foul play suspected. Warner remembered fondly by castmates. Girl, please. You could almost hear the copy-paste keys clacking. They wanted that narrative tight, polished, and unquestioned. But the internet? Oh baby, the internet doesn't sleep. Within hours, fans began pointing out inconsistencies. Reddit threads exploded. TikTok theorists had timelines, screenshots, and flight logs. One particularly viral post with over 3 million views showed that Malcolm's Instagram stories had posted after his reported time of death. And then, poof, deleted, archived, wiped clean. But one user saved the screen recording. It showed Malcolm at a candlelit table, holding a cocktail, laughing. The caption? Tonight's the night. No more lies. That post was time-stamped 10:43 p.m. local Costa Rica time, the same time his body was reportedly discovered floating face down by a lifeguard. And here's where it gets ugly. The lifeguard who found him quit his job the next day, vanished. No interviews, no statements. Deleted all social media. And remember that anonymous concierge? She claimed she saw two men in dark suits leaving Malcolm's suite just an hour before his body was found. When she tried to report it, management told her to forget what she saw. Oh, so now we're just casually scrubbing murder scenes like it's Men in Black? And where were his friends during all this? The same ones quick to post rips and teary montages, but real quiet about the facts. Tempest Bledsoe, silent. Keisha Knight Pulliam, radio, silent. Even Raven Simon, who never met a trending hashtag she didn't like, stayed unusually vague. Just a tweet with a broken heart emoji and rest bro, that's it. Because you can bet your last residual check they were warned to stay out of it. This wasn't just about protecting Malcolm's legacy. This was about protecting decades of buried secrets. But here's the most damning piece of all. A source from a tech startup in Santa Monica who requested total anonymity claims Warner had recently partnered with them to develop a blockchain platform to protect whistleblowers in the entertainment industry. The project, codenamed TheoX, would have allowed celebrities and crew members to leak contracts, emails, and abuse reports anonymously, all verified and time-stamped on the chain. The pilot launch was set for late August 2025, just 3 weeks after Malcolm died. Coincidence? Now tell me if you were a power-hungry exec, a disgraced producer, or a certain convicted sitcom legend whose name starts with Bill and ends with silence. Wouldn't you want that man gone? But we're not done yet, because what happened after Malcolm's death might be even darker than the crime itself. Let's get into the fallout, the fake tributes, and the rising panic behind the scenes in Hollywood. Stay close, because this isn't just a murder mystery, it's a war over truth. And just when we thought the madness couldn't get any deeper, buckle up, because the final twist will make your head spin harder than a Hollywood publicist during Damage Control.as. Whispers of foul play began making their rounds on Reddit threads, underground blogs, and yes, even in some dark TikTok corners, new leaks exploded online. A whistleblower, claiming to be a former PR assistant from the studio that handled Cosby Show syndication rights, dropped a bombshell voice note in a Telegram group, and we quote, "Malcolm was trying to reopen old lawsuits and expose hidden settlements. He found something big, and that's when they started watching him." Wait, what? We did some fake digging, and it turns out that back in late 2024, Malcolm had allegedly been in talks to produce a docu-series titled Behind the Curtain, TV Royalty Unmasked. The working theory? He wasn't just going to talk about his own experience. He was reportedly ready to blow the lid off a secret inner circle of 80s sitcom elites who controlled casting, killed careers, and pocketed millions in hush money. With ties that extended into politics, record labels, and a certain church that shall not be named, this project never saw daylight. The production files, gone. The assistant director, fired, the entire crew scrubbed from IMDb, and the supposed pilot episode never aired. Now here's where it goes full Black Mirror. Just 2 days before his death, Malcolm reportedly received a warning call, an anonymous voicemail from a blocked number, saying, and we quote from the alleged transcript, "Don't go to Costa Rica. They already know. You're not coming back, chilling, right? And let's not forget, the resort he stayed at, owned by a silent investment group out of law. A group rumored to have ties to celebrity crisis management firms, ones that specialize in, wait for it, reputation suppression and digital asset removal. In layman's terms, they clean up messy deaths, erase evidence, and make inconvenient headlines disappear. But it doesn't stop there. Multiple fans who were at the Costa Rican beach that week claim they saw security drones flying over the resort area before Malcolm's body was discovered. Security drones. On a casual snorkeling vacation? Something smells like overcooked fish, and it ain't the ceviche. Now let's zoom in on the accidental drowning. Because now, even that story is crumbling faster than R. Kelly's reputation. First responders who arrived at the scene claimed there was no water in his lungs. That's right, no water, which, for anyone who's ever heard the phrase drowning victim, makes no damn sense. You drown, there's water in your lungs. It's Anatomy 101. But nope, instead, unofficial insiders allege there were bruises around his neck, suggesting he may have been strangled before being dumped into the water. Let's pause for a second. A man about to expose a billion-dollar entertainment cabal suddenly dies on foreign soil at a resort owned by mysterious shareholders after receiving a death threat, with drone surveillance overhead, no water in his lungs, and a mysteriously erased media project. This isn't a coincidence. This is a script, a Hollywood script. Only, this time, Malcolm wasn't acting, he was the target. And while the press tries to paint this as a tragic accident, somebody out there is making sure the truth stays buried, literally and digitally. His IMDb page was edited within hours of his death announcement. His upcoming projects are mysteriously delayed. Even his family hasn't issued a full statement, just a vague tweet about rest and healing. And here's the final kicker: just yesterday, an unverified video surfaced on X, formerly Twitter, showing what appears to be Malcolm in a heated argument at an airport lounge. The audio's garbled, but you can clearly hear him say, "I don't trust them. If anything happens to me, tell the truth." That clip, gone within minutes. Flagged. Removed. Account suspended. So now we ask the question, WHO had the power to silence Theo Huxtable. WHO had the motive to erase his voice just as he was about to speak out. And most importantly, WHAD were they so afraid he'd say? Because this wasn't just about Malcolm's death. This was about the story he didn't get to tell, and whether it's a secret network of execs with skeletons in their closets, or some higher-level media puppeteers pulling the strings. One thing's for certain: they lied to us. And they think we won't notice. But we do. And we're watching. And now that the curtain's been pulled back, what do you believe? Was Malcolm Jamal Warner just another Hollywood tragedy? Or a target silenced for knowing too much? This ain't just about Theo Huxtable, it's about the truth they keep burying. If this shook you, if your jaw's still on the floor, hit that like, smash that subscribe, and drop your wildest theory in the comments. Was it the network, the feds, or someone closer? We're just getting started. Stay locked in, because what's coming next will blow this wide open. You've been warned. The lies end here.